Hi guys, so I am coming at you today from my basement. On account of we have another snow day tomorrow and we really can't afford to get any further behind. So we are going to move forward, and today I will be just covering over this video what we would be doing in class for the most part. We were also going to start peer reviews today, which we can't because we won't be physically together. Trying to block that light behind me. And so anyway, so here's the deal. You have this beautiful essay in front of you, and now what? Because it's not due yet. It's not due until I don't know when, but you guys know, and it's written down somewhere. But here, let me show you 3 words and see what you think of them. And just so you know, I am videotaping in reverse, whatever, mirror. So I had to write these backwards. That's why they look like they were written by some kindergartners. But anyway, revise, edit, proofread. If we were actually together right now, I would ask you to raise your hand if you felt like all 3 of those words were basically the same thing. So let me just give you a second to consider that. Just kidding. We wouldn't be talking about them if they actually were all the same thing. So how are they different? Here's the first thing I can tell you, and we can eliminate one of these terms right away because we're not ready to talk about it yet, and that is this one right here, the one that looks the worst in my mirror image handwriting. You guys should try that. It's not as easy as it might seem. So proofreading, most people don't really like it, and here's two things that I know about proofreading. One, it sucks. Unless you really like that detailed stuff. Some people like it. I actually don't hate it. Most people do actually totally hate proofreading. So I will give you the fact that it probably does suck a little bit. Proofreading. Number 1 fact, it sucks. Okay. Number 2 fact is that we don't have to talk about it yet because it is the last step. If you're still proofreading, or if you're still editing and revising, then you shouldn't be proofreading yet because you are wasting your time doing something that sucks. So we're not here yet. Don't worry about this. Wow, that really does look bad. Look, I tried this one twice. It looks even worse on the other side. So anyway, that's a little bit of, there's that for you. So then that leaves us these 2 right here. Revise and edit. So these are different too, believe it or not. And one way to think about the differences is to consider, if you wrote for a newspaper, who would you send your column to or your news story to? Would you send it to a reviser? No, because that person doesn't exist. But you could send it to an editor, and what they're capable of doing is making some small changes that will polish your style, basically. If you're still revising, you're still talking about content and transitions and other things that really are bigger changes than you would find in the little bits of editing that you would have. So if you're revising, here's some things that might happen during this stage. You might change your thesis, which means basically tell a totally different story. So hopefully nobody feels the need to change their thesis at this point. What else might you do when you're revising? You might make changes in content or organization, big circles around whole paragraphs, arrows, directing them elsewhere. And you might be adding, deleting, or moving entire sections or paragraphs of your text. And you want to look closely at your transitions too during your revision. Mostly in revision, your transitions between ideas. When you get to editing, you'll be looking more at transitions between sentences and the smaller changes that you're going to have, which is the next thing, which is editing. When you get to the editing step, some things that you might have to do include polishing your style. And remember, we had that whole Kurt Vonnegut. I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. I keep glancing at my counter. I have 10 minutes before this thing cuts me off. Whew, breathe. Okay, editing. First thing I mentioned, polish your style. And remember, we had that whole Kurt Vonnegut article, How to Write with Style. Make sure you sound like yourself. There's some other things like choosing a subject you care about, and etc. Sound like yourself, polish your tone, align your readers' expectations to the vocabulary and the tone you're writing your essay in. What were the other Vonnegut things? You guys can look those up, but those are things you're going to be looking at during that editing stage of the writing process. Guts to cut, that comes a lot in the editing too, and you're finally going, oh, maybe this part doesn't belong here. So revise, edit, proofreading. I threw that card across the desk because it looks so bad and we don't need to talk about it today. That's where you're at with your paper. What does that look like? Well, I can tell you a little bit, or show you. I'll show you what it looks like. I have this essay. Now, when you guys turn in your final drafts of your essays next week, you will not be turning in any early drafts. But some people will accidentally, or they'll tack them on because they think I might want. I can't try and block that light. So one of my students in the past, Lindsay Kabrick, and her final essay is on the class website under, I think, additional narrative essays or something, under the sample essays. She turned in some rough drafts with her final, and I kept them because they were great examples of what editing and revising actually looks like. So you've got circles and colors and things crossed out. You have arrows and different words and whole chunks of text that are rewritten. Let me show you another page. Look at this one. Tons of stuff. This is how you do it, guys. I would really suggest reading out loud as you're making your edits and your revisions. And by the way, this essay is about finding out, Lindsay found out when she was a freshman at UNI that she had skin cancer and she had been tanning a lot in her past. So if that interests you too, you can go read the final version of this very good essay. And why is it very good? Because she edits and proofread, or I'm sorry, we're not proofreading yet. Don't do that yet. Editing and revising. That's what it looks like. Mark up your papers. And then what? Go back to the computer, make the changes, print out a clean copy, wait a little while, and then do it all over again. That's revision. How many times should you revise? I don't know, 72? 47? What did they say on that video? Hemingway revised that one chapter 19,000 times. I don't remember. A lot. A heck of a lot, you guys. That's how you write well. You revise, you edit. Talk about proofreading next time I see you. Let me check my notes and make sure this is everything that I want to actually tell you from me today. Hold on, okay? Just, text your mom. You're always supposed to do that when you have a minute. Or your dad. Text your dad. We still got to try to fit in peer reviews. So bring your essays next time because we're going to try to do that. And then we have to proofread. We have to talk about proofreading. I promise it will be kind of fun and there's extra credit available. I'm down to 90 seconds. I think that's all I can tell you guys over this little videotaped lesson plan. Ooh, I keep opening to the same page. Running out of time. Let's see. Oh yes, another journal. And I can add this in the notes when I send you this video. But there's an editing checklist on the class website for your essays. Ideally, we would do peer reviews before that. But if you want to check that out. That'll be the next journal assignment. I'll also, not a peer journal. That's everything, you guys. We'll talk about that editing video you already watched when I see you again, which hopefully will be Thursday. And stay safe out in the weather. And if you can, build a snowman and then sing a song about it. There's one, if you have a sister, that will fit really nicely. Now I'm just rambling, and I'm down to 20 seconds. So I will see you guys soon. Be safe. Peace out.